is the 3 p.m. Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
Hit it.
This is the 3 p.m. Takeover. Welcome to another excellent afternoon. I'm Victoria. Hope is with me. Strap in, guys. That was Daylight by Coldplay.
We have a lot of really cool stuff coming up on the show today. A little bit later, we're going to talk about bicycles. You know why?
Why?
It is National Bicycle Day.
Woohoo!
So that is why we're going to talk about bicycles. And you have a food challenge coming up later in the show, which I know nothing about. So I'm really excited for that. Then we're going to talk a little bit about actors who were nearly going to star in really well-known movie roles, but then didn't.
I'm excited for that because they're fun to think about when you come across a story where like so-and-so was going to be in this and you just think about how different that movie or franchise would have been.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this list you have planned.
I have some really interesting ones. But before we start that, I am going to tell you something about Comic Sans, the font.
I love fonts. I'm a graphic designer. This is my domain. And anyone who's been on the internet would know that Comic Sans has taken a beating in the last couple of years. It
has, and I'm sad.
I know.
Personally am quite a fan. I think it looks friendly and inviting.
Look, I don't think it's a great font, but I don't think it deserves the hate it's been dealt out.
No.
Not at all.
It doesn't. I like it. It reminds me of like primary school.
Yeah.
And getting projects and stuff.
Yes.
I liked it. But look, the thing about Comic Sans that I found really interesting, I was looking up because obviously, like you said, it's taken a bit of a beating. And of course, I guess I never thought of it because I'm not a designer, but people actually put quite a lot of effort into like designing fonts, right?
Oh yeah. I had a whole class on it. Like one of my assignments was making our own font.
Wow.
It's really difficult.
You have your own font?
Not really. It was for an assignment. Mine was very like artistic and stylized, but I had a friend who did a very readable font and she said it was so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you want to know about Comic Sans, this is the thing. So it was designed in the early 90s, so it's not that long ago, by someone called Vincent Conair, who was a typographic engineer.
Designs fonts, basically.
Yeah, at Microsoft. And it was meant to be made for like the release of a new software, which actually never came out. But then Comic Sans went on to be quite famous because apparently it's one of the only fonts that people with dyslexia can read easily because every single letter is different.
Wow, I'd
didn't know.
I'd always heard that it was released because it's really easy for kids to read.
Yeah,
which makes sense for dyslexia because it's the letters are so easily distinguishable.
So like in a lot of fonts, for example, P and B and Q are the same, just like flipped around. But in Comic Sans, every single one of them is different, which I think is really quite cool. And the guy who designed it said that he was influenced by comics like Batman and Watchmen when he was doing it.
Wow.
Which I thought was really interesting. So there you go. So if you don't like comic fonts, fine, whatever. But that's kind of cool that it's a really great font to read if you're dyslexic. That's, I guess just for me, like, because I'm not a designer like you, I never thought of something like designing a font to make reading easier for them. I never thought that came into it, but that's really cool.
I know I came across someone had like redesigned Comic Sans to make it's still very much what it looks like, but they've made it like when they had Helvetica and they brought out Helvetica New.
Yeah.
And it's like there's sort of just a little bit more finessed style to it. So a typographer did that a couple of years ago to Comic Sans and it's called Comic New or something. But,
fancy.
But it's funny, you can see weirdly, you never think about comics, like comic book writing when you hear Comic Sans. But then when they do actually look very similar, like it is sort of based off comic book handwriting, which is really cool. So
it makes sense.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite font?
I really like Avenir Next.
I like Avenir as well.
Max.
It's so readable.
Yeah.
I've gotten into
And
Gotham lately. Gotham it's very similar to Avenir. It's a really neat, readable font.
Yeah,
I use it a lot for work. So.
Oh, there we go. Well, if you have a favourite font, we want to know about it. But right now, we are going to move into some music. This is a brand new song from Harry Styles.
Brand new.
Brand new.
This week.
So here we go. This is Sign of the Times. Welcome back to the Takeover. That was Harry Styles from One Direction with his new single, Sign of the Times. I super love that song. I really think it's good.
I think I haven't digested it yet.
I just really like it.
I feel like I will come to really like it, but at the moment I'm still figuring it out. It's very, what did you say it was? You said like late 70s ballady, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just That was literally the first time I've heard the song all the way through. I've heard like bits and pieces everywhere, but I haven't listened to it all the way through. So that's why I'm like still reacting to it.
I feel like it would be good to listen to if you were feeling like really emotional.
No, I feel like it would push me over the edge and I'd be like, ah.
But then that's why it'd be good, right?
It's like if you're sad, just don't listen to like Adele.
True. Okay, on a totally different note, coming down quite a lot from that, it is National Bicycle Day. And I wanted to talk about bikes, which I know sounds weird, but it's because I have made a new pledge. The triathlon season starts in September and I'm going to participate in a triathlon, but I can't enter unless I buy my own bike, and I don't have my own bike.
Do you have to buy one?
You have to have your own bike to do a triathlon.
Oh, you can't like borrow one?
Well, I could, but it's really expensive to hire bikes. Like it's one of those situations where even if I only ever did like one triathlon, I may as well buy a bike.
Yeah, fair enough.
They're really expensive.
How exciting.
So because of that, I was thinking about bikes, and then it just so happened to be National Bike Day.
How convenient.
So I'm going to talk about them because it's one of those things, everyone knows what a bike is, but do you really know anything about bikes?
Probably not.
Did you know that the bike was invented in 1418?
I didn't realize it was that old, but was it the ones back then where the back wheel was small and the front wheel was really, really big?
Nope, that was the 1800s.
Oh, so like the bicycle we know now was invented before the stupid looking one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ish.
Okay, tell me more.
The very first bicycle, the one that came out in 1418, which was built by an Italian man, was the first human-powered land vehicle. And I guess it was more now what we would call a cart because it had 4 wheels and it used a really, really, really long rope that was connected to gears that were a bit like pulleys in the wheel. So you could only go so far, but someone would have to run behind you holding a giant rope. Like for you to be on it.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, 1418, that's a really long time ago. So that's kind of cool. So the one that you're thinking of.
So what, did he call it a bicycle? Surely he didn't, because bi means two.
No, he didn't call it a bicycle.
And if it had 4 wheels, it'd be a quadcycle.
Quadricycle? There is a word for it.
Quad bike?
Quad bike.
We got there, guys. We got
quad cycle, quad bike. No, he didn't. So they didn't call it.
It was just that like man-powered cart thing.
Yeah, they didn't call it a bike till the 1800s. But in the 1700s, they had, funnily enough, with your name, they had a bone shaker. That was what the bike was called.
I have heard of that before, actually. Yeah,
because it was made of like long, stiff bones that were built round, and it had a fixed gear and it had a front pedal, and it was also, the one after that was known as a velocipede, which means a fast foot.
Oh, like Velociraptor?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they also became quite a bit of a fad, and they had like, like how you would have like a rollerblading rink? They had like cycling rinks that like people went to and used them, like hired them and stuff.
That's so cute.
In the 1700s. But in the 1870s, they invented the bike that we know now.
The modern bicycle, if you will.
Well, actually, no, not quite, because it was called the bike, but it was the one like you were talking about.
The stupid looking one.
The stupid one with a huge wheel.
The one that Chris Pine's character rides in Princess Diaries too.
Just like that.
I knew that's exactly what you'd be thinking of as well.
But that was the first bike to be made of metal.
Oh, so before they're made of bone and wood, I assume, and things like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why the one before was called the Bone Shaker. Yeah. And then in 1879, Henry J. Lawson, who's often credited with making like the first modern bike, he was English, gave a bike controllable rear wheel and a chain-driven safety feature, and it was called the bicyclette.
Bicyclette? Why don't we
really
still
cute.
call it that? That's so sweet.
I know.
It makes it sound like it's a miniature bike. Bicyclette.
And on a final note, I found out this last fact, which I thought was really, really cute, but it made me grumpy because you know how much I dislike cyclists on road.
Yeah.
1880 was the launch of the very first bicycle activism group, where they organised for like better roads and like their own special paving and stuff.
Good
so
on
those
them.
cyclists have been out there for their rights for a very long time.
Yeah, good on them. Since I want to say, was it still horse-drawn carts? Was it before the?
Yeah, they had horse-drawn carts.
Was that before the motor car?
Yeah,
maybe. I'd have to look at when the motor car was invented. It wasn't popularized by then.
Turn of the century.
Yeah, it wasn't popularized then.
No, 1920s. It was
Okay.
popularized, but they were still using horse and carts till the 30s.
Yeah,
Because obviously, like, rich
I've
people
seen
didn't
Downton
have
Abbey.
cars. Well, there we go.
That's cool. I'm a terrible bicycle rider, but I have like so much respect for actual bicycle riders, especially the ones that like ride to work and like through the city. I'm like, I don't have that kind of bravery. I couldn't take the kind of abuse that cyclists get. So hats off to them.
Good for them for being eco-friendly and all that stuff.
Yes. And I think there should be bike lanes everywhere.
And if anyone knows where to buy a good bike, let me know.
Yeah.
Because I need to know.
Do.
We'll be back straight after this. This is U2 Iris.
Welcome back to the 3 p.m. Takeover. That was a little bit of U2. Is that from their most recent album?
It's from Songs of Innocence. Is that their most recent album?
I don't know. You're more on top of U2 than I am.
Oh, but I never know what people's albums are called or when they came out.
Yeah, it's really hard when like
say.
bands like U2 that had so many albums. It's kind of hard to place them now. Because their sound, because a lot like their sound doesn't change too dramatically between each album, that you kind of can't be like, oh, this song is obviously from this era of their music.
Yeah. I think it's their most recent album. It was 2014.
What was the one called which was like automatically downloaded to everyone's phones?
That one. Songs of
Oh,
Innocence.
it is that one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was their most recent one then, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, there we go.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we saw that guy. You poor guys
We
probably
did.
sitting there being like, we know what song it is, hurry up. So anyway, completely different note. At the start of the show, Hope mentioned that I was going to be chatting about a food challenge. You made it sound like I had a food challenge for you.
Well, I don't know what it is or what. I don't know anything.
I was thinking about food challenges the other day because I came across a few, like on YouTube, you know how there was like the cinnamon challenge and the chicken nugget challenge that came out years ago?
Yeah.
And I was looking into it and I came across a list of the 10 food challenges you can do in Sydney.
Okay.
These are the real food challenges you could do at restaurants. And I thought we'd go through them. And I want to see if you'd ever even attempt them. Because there's a lot of them that I wouldn't even go near with a 10-foot pole. So are you ready to dive in?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one is, I don't even know how to describe it except a huge burger. It's in Bondi Junction. It's called the Juggernaut. It is a huge burger. There's 5 beef patties. With layers of bacon and sauce and cheese between each one. Apparently, if you finish it in 8 minutes or less, you don't have to pay for it.
Wow.
It costs $25. And I have a photo to show you. We'll link the article on our Facebook page. Like, how would you even eat that? Like, it's so tall. Like, I couldn't get my mouth around that. It's insane.
No, I think you have to like
squish it and cut
stuff.
it. In 8 minutes, though, that would hurt. Your body would be rejecting that.
I'd eat that, but there's no way I'd eat all of it.
Yeah.
But then it depends on who you are. I know a guy who's not at all large, but he's nearly 7 foot tall. And I was traveling around Canada with him and he was frequently eating burgers with 4 patties because he was so huge that he like needed that.
Oh my gosh.
But he's nearly 7 foot tall.
That's insane.
And he's not like overweight, but he's just so big that like he needs fuel.
Wow.
So I guess it depends on the person.
Well, he'd probably be able to take on all these challenges then.
Probably.
Yeah. The next one is the ramen challenge at Ramen House in Surrey Hills. If you do this, okay, this is it costs $100.
Oh.
If you can eat the entire thing, you don't have to pay. Here's what's in it. 1.2 kilos of noodles, 300 grams of meat and vegetables, and 2.5 liters of broth.
Oh, wow.
It's huge.
That is crazy. I wouldn't do that because I don't like ramen very much.
Oh, I like ramen. I like noodles. So,
I like noodles.
That's a lot. So I don't know if I could do that.
That's a lot of ramen.
That's a lot of noodles. 1.2 kilos of noodles.
So you'd like walk out like 1.2 kilos heavier.
Oh, you would at least because 300 grams of meat, and you'd be like so bloated from 2.5 liters of broth. Oh my goodness. So it's that one. And then if you want to be a little more closer to home at Neutral Bay at the Oaks, they have the Tomahawk, which is a 1.8 kilogram ribeye steak.
Oh gosh.
And it's $85. It's huge. It's bigger than the plate. It stretches off the plate, guys. I wonder if you have to eat like all the potatoes and veggies that come with it. Maybe that's just like, if you're still hungry.
I think it's more because you can't just serve like a slab of meat on a plate. I guess you have to give some options.
I suppose. But if you're doing like a food challenge, wouldn't you want like nothing else in the way?
I guess. I don't really, Again, that wouldn't be for me. I don't love steak.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, the next one is similar to the ramen one. This is a pho challenge. It is over in Colony Heights. I don't even know where that is.
Canley Heights,
Canley Heights.
like out in the MacArthur region.
Oh, that's why. Okay. So if you win this, you get your meal free, but you also get to keep the bowl that it comes in. So it is sort of similar to the ramen challenge. It's 2.5 kilos of broth served with salad as well. And apparently to finish this, you'll have to eat 385 grams of soup, noodles, and meat every minute for 11 minutes.
Oh, gosh.
So I don't know how someone worked that out, but
That's awful.
It's a very big bowl of pho.
Ooh. I don't like pho either very much.
That is, if you don't like ramen, I can't see you liking pho.
No, I don't.
This may be more your style, the sausage and mash challenge. This is over in Newtown. If you're interested in this, it's a 700 gram of mashed potato that accompanies a 1 kilo sausage.
I'd eat the mash.
Yeah, I'd eat the mash happily.
I'd eat like the kilo of mash. That'd be
yeah.
cool. Who wouldn't eat a kilo of mash?
I know, it's so yummy,
Everybody
right?
would eat mash.
Oh, I love mashed potato.
But literally the worst thing is that packet mashed potato.
Oh, Deb? The like powdered stuff? Ugh, no. No, it's got to be real.
It's got to come from the actual vegetable.
Yeah. Okay, another burger is the Killer Cage from Caramar. And this is also huge in the fact that like it's just wide, like surface area.
Oh, wow.
It's a 30 centimeter diameter, like basically sandwich.
So that's like a ruler.
It's the size of a dinner plate, yeah.
Shivers.
Yeah. So the burger, it comes with fries because what more do you need after a dinner plate size burger than fries, and a drink and a soft serve ice cream as well.
That's the kind of thing you could like take 3 friends and cut it in quarters.
Yeah.
And be like super full anyway.
And the chips are big as well. So I'm like, it's like a scattering of chips. It's like, it's like a thing of, these are huge. Like these things are bigger than people's faces.
I would go to that with a few friends.
Oh yeah, you divide it up by like 5 people. It'd be like it'd be like getting a pizza.
I've had one of those like huge pizzas and you divide it.
Yum.
In Manly at the Bavarian Beer Cafe.
Oh, do they do that?
Yeah, well they used to.
Cool. Well, there you go. Our next one is again close to home. Over in Mona Vale, you can do the Reaper Wings Challenge. You have 12 minutes to finish these chicken wings, and if you do, you get a free beer. But they're not just chicken wings, they are ridiculously spicy. So the chili that is used in this is the Carolina Reaper, and it measures 1.569 million Scoville heat units, which is huge. It's hotter than a ghost pepper.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think I would be near it and I would just die. I can't do spice.
No, I can't do spice. And that, again, makes me sound so fussy, but I don't like chicken wings. So I wouldn't do that one either.
These are just not for you, my goodness. Yes, like I said, you have 12 minutes to finish it, and I could not do that personally.
No.
And you get a free beer. You wouldn't even be able to taste the beer afterwards.
Beer? No.
No, thank you. No. The next one is another sausage. It is a bratwurst. It's called the Sausage King. It is over in Neutral Bay, and there's only one award that any person should aspire to achieve, apparently, and that is to be called the Sausage King.
Wow.
So what you have to do to complete this is eat a kilogram plate of bratwurst, mash, and kraut, plus 1 liter of beer in the fastest time possible. And whoever gets the fastest time gets $500 voucher for the restaurant.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Look, this might be a good time to bring up the fact that I once ate a bratwurst in the company of Victoria, and I had the worst food poisoning
Oh, that's
you could ever imagine.
I wasn't there for that, thankfully.
I threw up all over Victoria's neighbour's driveway as he appeared home, and he had to hose it up. That's how much vomit there was.
That's so gross.
I am never doing a challenge.
Okay, so maybe the bratwurst challenge is not for you.
It's 6 years since I ate one, and I'm never eating one again.
Well, if you don't like chicken wings, you may not like this one either. Our second last one is called the Insanity Wings. This is over in Jamison Town. This has conditions, this one. You have to be older than 18 years. You have to have no pre-existing heart problems.
Oh, jeez.
And you have to sign a waiver before you start, because apparently they are so hot that you will need to like take a rest after 10 pieces.
So you need a whole medical just to do it.
Also, you're not allowed to have any drink or wipe your face for 5 minutes. Hence, it's called Insanity. That's insane.
I wonder how many people show up to like do these challenges.
Probably a lot more than you think. Because I know like
Yeah.
Ribs and Rumps used to have like that challenger plate, and they're huge. But I feel like every other time I went, there was someone trying to do it.
I've never been to Ribs and Rumps.
Really? They do like their sauces on their steak and their chips are really good. Okay, and the last one, maybe you like this one. Our last one is all you can eat schnitzel.
Yes.
This is over in Mona Vale as well at Das Beer House. Every Tuesday it's all you can eat schnitzel, and their record apparently is 4 large schnitzels so far. So if you can get there and do 5, you'll be like the reigning champion, and it only costs $20.
Next week, broadcasting live. Broadcasting live from the Schnitzel Challenge where Victoria and I will eat 5 schnitzels.
No.
With a kilo of mash.
Hope will eat the schnitzels. I will eat a kilo of mash. And they'll have to roll us out
Between
those
us,
doors.
we'll break the record.
I don't think you're allowed to like share the record challenge. That's not how it works.
We're a package deal. You have to accept it. Okay, that's crazy.
Let us know
Oh
if you guys have tried any of those food challenges or if there's any that we've missed that are on the beaches, because I'm sure there are some that exist we haven't heard about.
I'm sure there's more.
But those apparently are the toughest in Sydney, so let us know if you've tried them or if there's any we should try. But now we're going to get into another Ed Sheeran song. So every week we've been playing one new Ed Sheeran song off his latest album, Divide. This one is Happier. Enjoy, and we'll catch you after this.
Welcome back. That was James Arthur, Say You Won't Let Go, and brand new Ed Sheeran, Happier. Before that, hope you liked that music. I feel like we've got a good playlist today.
Definitely.
Good vibe for Wednesday.
We always have a good playlist, but this one's extra good. It has new Ed Sheeran, new Harry Styles. What more could you want?
New John Mayer, which is coming up next.
Oh, new John Mayer. I didn't even know he had new stuff coming out.
New-ish John Mayer.
This is like the week of new.
Yeah.
New week.
That's how we roll on this show.
We are cutting edge of music.
Where you'll tune in first.
We say as in like the next we'll play something from like the 80s and be like cutting edge.
Anyway, if you've been listening to the whole show, or if you just joined us, hello.
Welcome.
But if you've been listening, we said at the very beginning that we were going to talk a little bit about actors who nearly starred in movies but then didn't. They were replaced by other people. And I found a really interesting list. And I don't know about you, but I remember the very first time I found out that an actor was like that a role was going to be played by someone else was when I found out that Hugh Grant had originally been cast as Gilderoy Lockhart in the second Harry Potter movie, and I was really surprised. He only dropped out like a week before because he had to do something else. Like he was pre-contracted in.
Is it awful to say that I'm really glad he dropped out?
No, he would have been a really good Lockhart.
No, Kenneth Branagh was amazing.
Kenneth Branagh was amazing, but it's a very Hugh Grant role. He would have been very good as well.
Maybe because I've only ever known Kenneth Branagh as Lockhart that I can't imagine anyone else.
Kenneth Branagh was wonderful, but I can see Hugh Grant having done very well in that role too. But anyway, thinking about that the other day because I was watching Harry Potter, got me thinking, and I found a few that are actually really quite interesting.
Okay.
You're going to be surprised about.
I'm excited. I'm still processing the new Harry Styles song, so
there we go.
I don't even know how I'm going to react to these.
So a little bit earlier in the show, funnily enough, we were talking about Princess Diaries when we were talking about the history of bikes. And that role, of course...
Who is meant to be in Princess Diaries?
There were 3 people that dropped out before Anne Hathaway got the role.
Really?
Yeah. So there were 3 people. The first one was Kirsten Dunst.
Oh.
Second one was Cameron Diaz.
I can't even imagine her as that.
And the third one was Reese Witherspoon.
Oh my gosh.
So they were all going to play the character, Mia, in Princess Diaries, and they didn't, and Anne Hathaway got cast in her first role.
Was Reese Witherspoon making Legally Blonde at the same time? Was that around the same time, or was that a few years apart?
It was a year after.
I think, I can't imagine any of them. Anne Hathaway was perfect for that role.
She
is, in everyone's hearts, the Princess of Genovia.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The next one, the main character of Jake Sully in Avatar, which was played by Sam Worthington. Matt Damon had been signed on to that.
I can see that.
But then had to drop out.
Yeah,
I can see that one too.
I'm glad Sam Worthington got it, but I could see Matt Damon doing that.
Now, the next one surprises me because I totally can't see it. But Liam Neeson was offered the role of James Bond before Daniel Craig.
What?
But he said no.
Oh my gosh.
His wife said no.
Oh, I can imagine Liam Neeson was like, I'm busy saving my daughter. She's been taken.
No, he thought he was going to do it, but then his wife was like, nah.
Oh, really? How odd. Wasn't his wife...
Natasha Richardson.
Yeah, the mother from Parent Trap.
Yep.
Fun fact. She's like, no, you can't. I have to design wedding dresses.
It was
wow.
then, but it was a bit earlier. I think it might have been the 80s.
I can't imagine him being Bond. Maybe because I've only known him at the age he is now.
Yeah, I can sort of see it.
Yeah.
This one I thought.
I always wonder who the next Bond's going to be because Daniel Craig's not doing any more. So
Well, there we go. This one is quite interesting. Before Kristen Stewart was cast in Twilight as Bella, there was one more person left, the other last person in the audition room.
Yeah.
Before Kristen Stewart was Jennifer Lawrence.
Really?
Yes. Jennifer Lawrence of The Hunger Games and many other things.
Wow. She would have been pretty good at it because, like, Hunger Games is kind of, like, her character's kind of similar.
It works.
How interesting.
I know. Now, the next one I think is the most shocking, mostly because it involves my favourite movie. So, even if you're like Victoria and you don't like Titanic, you have to appreciate that Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio are, like, the best casted duo in history.
Oh, yeah.
And you will never believe who the ideas were for before that.
Who?
So the role of Jack was offered to Macaulay Culkin.
Oh!
Before they decided he was maybe just a touch too young.
I was going to say, he would have been really young for that role.
Not really, because
I feel like he would have looked young because he looked young for ages. He looks
young, but he wasn't young enough because Leonardo DiCaprio was only like 21,
but
22.
He didn't look really young.
No, but Macaulay Culkin did. But, and then the person they wanted, funnily enough...
To play opposite Macaulay Culkin?
To play opposite him as Rose...
Yeah.
When they wanted her to be a bit more glamorous was Angelina Jolie. And then they decided she was a bit too old and also didn't match Macaulay Culkin.
What a different movie that would have been.
The Home Alone boy with Angelina Jolie.
With Lara Croft. With Mrs. Smith. Wow.
Which I think is just crazy.
No, I think Leo and Kate were perfect.
And talking of Angelina Jolie, before she was cast in as Mrs. Smith in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the movie where she got together with Brad Pitt, Gwen Stefani was going to be playing. Mrs. Smith.
Oh my gosh.
She knew the director and she wanted to get into acting, and he was like, okay. And then she was like, okay, no, I'm busy now.
Oh my gosh.
Brad Pitt could have been married to Gwen Stefani all this time.
If that had happened, I would have just been waiting for her to like bust out into song.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that funny?
I can't even imagine Gwen Stefani as Mrs. Smith. But now I want someone to like edit bits of her in music videos into scenes from that.
No, I want Jack and Rose on the front of Titanic, but with Angelina Jolie and Macaulay Culkin's faces stuck on to see what that
like
looks
really
like.
crudely photoshopped on, like really obviously badly done.
Yeah.
I'm sure it exists. We'll find. If we can't find it, I will make it for you. I promise.
Oh, good. Oh my goodness.
That'll be my post-Easter gift to you.
Wow. Okay, my last one, which is quite interesting actually, is Hugh Jackman in Wolverine. We all know that he's very good at Wolverine. Before he was cast as Wolverine, the role was going to go to Russell Crowe.
Oh.
Fellow Australian.
Yeah.
But then it didn't.
Hugh Jackman just embodied that role. I'm glad it was him. But I can imagine Russell Crowe would have done a good job of it.
Nah, they're all Australian.
Doesn't make them all the
One
same.
is the same. No, they're not. But still, yeah, I can imagine Russell Crowe doing well. And they're also there. We have it. There are a few roles out there that you just didn't know it was going to be someone else famous.
That's insane. I'm literally picturing the Titanic one, but with Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. Like that
when
age.
He's that age.
Where he sees like Rose for the first time, he does the face. Like, for some reason, my brain is like putting those together, which is just not correct. Makes no sense in that like red woolen jumper.
Oh,
Maybe
God.
he's setting up booby traps all around the ship for all the rich people.
I think so. Anyway, that was pretty crazy. Look, we have got one more song left, and I'm really excited for it. It's quite a new song. It's from John Mayer. I don't love John Mayer. I'd be lying if I said I do. But I do like this song.
I would be judging you if you said you loved John Mayer.
But the music and the person are different, right?
Oh, you have to separate them. He's a great musician. I don't think he's a great person. He is a great musician. So enjoy, guys. This is Still Feel Like Your Man.
Welcome back. That was John Mayer, Still Feel Like Your Man. It's got a good beat, but it's got one of those beats that like kind of makes me go to sleep. Not in a bad way. It's just very like, I can't describe it.
It's weird. It feels almost like mellow disco.
No, you know what it is? It's hotel lobby music. You know when you don't quite engage, but it's got a strong enough beat that you hear it.
Well, we know that's where he got his inspiration from. The entire album. Thanks for sticking with us for the show, guys. Unfortunately, it is the end of the show, but we're not done just yet. We do have one one very important thing to get to. It is time for quote of the week. And this week, I am Madame Quote. I love how that has stuck. So I have gone off our theme of the food challenges. So the quote I have gone for this week is, you don't need a silver fork to eat good food.
Oh.
And I think that's nice. You don't need, like, I think to me, it just says, like, you don't need everything to make good of a situation.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Or almost like in life, you don't need the best tools to succeed.
Exactly. Yeah. So, guys, this week, go eat some good food, silver fork or not, especially if you do any of those food challenges. Let us know. We'd love to hear about that.
But maybe wait a few weeks because you're probably full of chocolate.
That's true. And hot cross buns. So many hot cross buns I eat over the weekend for me. Yum.
I know someone that stockpiles them and keeps them in a freezer, like buys like 70 bags of them.
That is so clever. I might
and
start
has
doing
them
that.
like all year.
Oh, that's a clever thing to do. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great Easter and ate way too much chocolate, and I hope you go into this week gearing up for food challenges. I don't know, riding your bicycle to work off all the chocolate.
Yes.
Otherwise, we will catch you on Friday for the repeat and next Wednesday for a brand new show. Thank you for joining us this week. Have a great one.
Yeah. We can't wait to join with you next week on the show again. Make sure that you do not miss it. Same time, same place next week.
Woohoo. See you then.
Bye.